Thank you, Mr. Chairman, very much. Um, Massachusetts is seeing encouraging decreases in COVID-19, but we know that reliable at-home test kits will continue to be an important tool to keep our communities healthy. At-home testing kits are vital for identifying illnesses and stopping the spread of COVID-19. Unfortunately, we know that during periods of increased demand for tests, bad actors have engaged in predatory and profiteering behavior, including selling fraudulent test kits and charging exorbitant prices. Ms. Murray, can you briefly describe the types of fraudulent activity related to COVID testing that threaten consumers in this country?
Yes, thank you, Senator. And I assume that by testing, you're talking about like the test sites as well as the test kits that people can buy in stores. And I mean, I've focused on consumer issues for 30 years. I was a consumer finance journalist in my past life. And just when you think you've heard it all, predatory lending, phone calls that grandkids are in jail and they need iTunes gift cards for bail money, just when you think you've heard it all, then all of a sudden you get COVID coming along. And we've had so much of unauthorized test kits, counterfeit masks, fake test sites, and these miracle cures that don't work.
So what should we do? What is the solution to this? We know it's out there. We know it's rampant. What is the plan we should put in place?
We need more resources, more enforcement. Frankly, I would like to see we need more supply, okay? And I would like to see more aggressive enforcement.
I'm sorry, we need more supply of what? We need more supply of what?
Of test kits and of the test sites. I
And
mean,
how do we make sure that those that are there are not fraudulent? We know that 60% of the masks coming in from China are fraudulent. So what can we do in order to, police that?
well, with the test kits, there is a site that you can go on with the FDA to make sure that the test kits are valid. But really, I mean, are consumers going to be able to look either at the grocery store, they finally found some test kits for sale, and they're going to pull it up on their phone to see whether it's legitimate or not? I think the retailers have more responsibility to make sure that the products that they're getting in their stores are actually authorized. And with these test sites, what I was starting to say is I would like to see a little bit more of the mindset of see something, say something. I mean, I wonder with some of these pop-up test sites that have opened up in shopping center plazas, if somebody just was able to call their local police department and say, hey, can you go out and check out what this thing is? Because, people can just buy like orange cones and hazmat suits and go out and pretend to be a test site. We've heard just horrible, horrible cases with these fake test sites, and people are getting their information stolen, in some cases being asked to pay money for what should be a free test. Everybody
So,
needs
Mr. Levine, let me just say this to you, Mr. Levine. We got a big problem out here. Senator Blumenthal and I have written to the Federal Trade Commission asking for the toughest possible actions to be taken to deal with these scams. And I applaud the FTC for everything that they've done thus far. But we just want to make sure that we're working with you so that you have all of the authority which you need um, uh, in order to police this area. And I guess I would just move over to masks quickly because they are an effective tool for reducing transmission, but the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention recently updated its masking guidance to acknowledge that higher quality masks provide better protection from COVID-19. Now more Americans are looking for increased protection that comes from N95, KF94s, and KN95 masks. Unfortunately, online marketplaces are rife with counterfeit and fraudulent masks, and those platforms continue to allow masks to be sold despite concerns that the information about these products is misleading and unverified. Last year, the Department of Justice established a COVID-19 fraud enforcement task force. Today, Senator Blumenthal, Senator Warren joined with me in writing to the Department of Justice, urging to take all steps necessary to protect consumers from the threat of fraudulent masks online in the marketplace. Ms. Murray, do you agree that this task force should prioritize efforts to protect consumers and promote public health by cracking down on fraudulent masks?
Absolutely. And one of the stunning things is some of these fake masks that have been tested by health officials, their filtration level is 7%.
So exactly. So we need some kind. What we need is this. We need a national ranking for masks, so that people know that a cloth mask on a scale of 10 is a 1 or a 2. That a surgical mask is only a 5 or a 6. And that you need those stronger masks to get up to an 8 or a 9 or a 10. So actually, the federal government has to do a better job in putting together a comprehensive a program. We actually, when people go and purchase their sunscreen, they know that it's what the SPR is, 36, 18. People know what it is for their own skin. Right now, it's incomprehensible to people in terms of what the rating system is for a mask. And the federal government, following what NIOSH does for their masks, um, has has another counterpart. Is it the FDA? Some agency which is ranking all of these masks. And that will help the consumer to know what to buy. In the same way, when they buy a car, it's 5 stars, 4, 3, 2, and 1 for safety. We need some kind of system for masks because we might see this pandemic subsiding, but it's going to come back. And at that point, hopefully by then, we will have a ranking system. So I thank you, Mr. Chairman. This is just such an important hearing. It gets right to what the federal government should be taking as action to give more protections to consumers in our country. Thank you.